In this video that we're running, I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to use the lathe to create a thing like this. This piece of dowel will be glued in there. We've got tailstock, headstock, we've got a chuck attached this time. There's other attachments that can go on there. The bed of the lathe here, this thing is the tool rest and it's very adjustable. And down the bottom here is where the motor is with the pulleys so we can change the speed. So get your timber, find the chuck key, fix the chuck, open the jaws and place your timber in there. You're going to have to find the best position. You want the jaws to be able to close down tight. You want the timber to be rested against the end of the chuck. That's important. And tight. And tighten that down tight. So tight that it'll actually crunch itself into the timber. So you do need to go tight there. Give it a spin. We've got this here, the drill chuck. The drill's attached to it. The drill has got a bit of tape there, so we can drill down to a depth of the tape. That's on a taper, and it will just slot itself into the tailstock. So give it a nice hard whack, and it'll hold itself there. So we can slide the tailstock up and down. This handle here, right up to the timber. Lock that off. We're ready to go. So safety gear. So that's if you do require a hairnet. You also need your safety glasses. Put those on now, and turn the machine on. And we'll wind the tailstock in. We can go fairly quickly until we hit the masking tape and wind it back out. Turn it off. Wait for things to stop before you touch anything. And we can move our tailstock right out of the way. Now we're going to set our tool rest up. We want our tool rest, if the handle's pointing upright, that's when we can move it. It is a little bit awkward, it tends to get caught. We want our tool rest close so that when this spins, we're not going to hit. And we'll lock that off. So swing the handle over, lock it down, and then we adjust the height. So we can see where the center is. So we want the tool rest maybe 10 millimeters below the center line here. So that's the height, and we can lock that off with this one. The other thing we want this tool rest to be parallel with the bed of the lathe. So what do? I shut one eye and I sight over the top and look at the straight edge on the bed of the lathe, and I can adjust this. I use the back end of the tool to tap until, with one eye shut, it looks parallel with the bed. That's all good. Spin it by hand, nothing's going to hit, we're ready to start cutting. To start the cut, we're going to use this tool. It's a spindle gouge. One hand will be at the front, the other hand's right on the end. The tool will sit on the tool rest with my knuckle rubbing against the tool rest. So the other hand's on the end here and against your body. Now, you want to have a good grip at the front end. So the grip is tight enough that if you were to let go, not that you were supposed to, but if you were to let go, you can keep a grip on it. So we grip the front of the tool and with our finger running across the tool rest and against our body. And what I'll do, I'll move the tool in, I'll tip it slightly in the direction I want to go and move the tool across. I want you to get in the habit of not moving your arms, but rather lock that against your body, lock the handle against your body and move your body. You don't have to move your feet, you can just lean. If I want to go this way, I tip the tool rest, tip the tool this way and slide this way as I do my cut. We can do left-handed, whatever you find most comfortable. It's really good with the lathe to be able to work with two hands, both hands. All right, we're ready to go. The idea is that we're going to turn this until it's cylindrical in shape. So you can cut both ways like that, or you're cutting in one direction. Notice that my finger is running along here all the time. There we go, with cylindrical shape. You're going to get a pair of calipers. With this other one, you adjust by one dial. Now, we're just simply going to set the calipers to the diameter that you've just turned. And we're going to mark the same distance out this way. Get your pencil, put a pencil mark. With your pencil, hold your pencil on the tool rest and don't move the pencil, just rest it there, turn this, and that gives us a decent mark that we can see around our piece. Okay, we need to use the parting tool. There's our parting tools. They're slightly different, but essentially they're exactly the same. So there's doesn't matter which one you grab. The parting tool is put it on the tool rest, same as before, but this time we're going to simply push this in. Pencil line, everything on this side of the pencil line will become waste. So the parting tool is on the waste side of the line. Okay, let's turn this on. Watch my hand. Hopefully you can see as I push in, I lift the hand slightly as I push the tool in. In the off-cut area, I'm just going to do a second cut. And the third. Okay, so in the bottom here, I'm down to about 15 millimeters in diameter. Put that tool aside. What you're looking for now is a skew chisel. We're going to place that flat on the tool rest and we're going to rotate this around. We're just going to keep moving until we make a cylindrical shape. We can flip the tool over and we can do the same thing out here. One little bit of advice, be careful where the points of the blade are. As you spin around, you don't want to catch, you really don't want the point to touch some other part of the project. So you can keep refining the shape until it ends up like a ball. Now that we're close, we're actually going to cut this off. So move the tool rest out of the way. And I'll go and get a tenon saw and I'll cut it out of the way. There's a little button here. If we lock that off, that'll lock the thing from spinning, which will actually help when you cut. That's part one. I'll pause this video and we'll start another one in a second.